Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There comes a moment in the life of every believer when silence ends, hesitation dies, and the soul is stirred by a voice louder than fear, the voice of divine calling. For Allah's chosen ones, that moment is now. It's not a suggestion, it's not a whisper, it's a command wrapped in mercy. Activate your most dangerous power. This is not just about your potential. This is about what Allah has already deposited in you. A spiritual weapon so mighty that Shaitan himself fears its awakening. This power isn't flashy and it won't make headlines. But when it awakens, it rearranges your reality, unlocks your destiny, and makes you unstoppable in the path of Allah. You might be asking, what is this dangerous power? It's not what the world defines as power, not wealth, status, or loud declarations. It's your absolute trust in Allah, tawakkul. It's your ability to stay patient, sabr, when chaos surrounds you. It's your submission to the divine plan when nothing makes sense. And when these are fully activated, you become a vessel of divine strength. You walk with light in the darkness. You speak truth when others fear. You act with courage when silence is safer. Let me put it this way. If Shaitan had a list of top 10 most dangerous believers, guess who's rising up on that list the moment they wake up before Fajr and say, Ya Allah, I'm ready. It's you, the one who's been through the fire, the delays, the rejections, and still held on to La ilaha illallah. There's nothing ordinary about you. Not because of your name, your followers, or your background, but because Allah selected you for a process that others couldn't survive. He tested you, delayed you, and sometimes even broke you, not to destroy you, but to form something unbreakable inside of you. And now, the formation is complete. The foundation is set. It's time to move from survival to activation. Don't underestimate the moment you're in. Everything you've endured was preparation. You weren't just being healed, you were being owned. You weren't just being delayed, you were being trained. And the sign that the time has come is the message reaching your heart right now, igniting that quiet flame inside that says, this is it. You've prayed for strength, begged for clarity, and asked Allah for direction. This is your answer. Allah is not just going to help you, He's going to unleash you. So here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll understand the magnitude of what Allah has been building within you. And I will make a powerful dua for you at the end. A dua to unlock everything that's been waiting behind the gate of your faith. So stay with me, because we're about to go deep. This is not about inspiration, it's about transformation. It's about stepping into your divine assignment with the power Allah already placed in you. You are not waiting for power. The power is waiting for you. This dangerous power we speak of isn't something you can buy, earn through fame, or display on a screen. It's not loud, and it doesn't seek attention. But when it awakens, it becomes one of the most unstoppable forces in existence. Because it comes from Allah. And it is anchored in submission. So what is it? This power is a combination of 3 divine gifts. Unshakable tawakkul, trust in Allah, unwavering sabr, patience, and unfiltered ikhlas, sincerity. When these 3 align in a believer's heart, the result is a spiritual presence that alters everything around them, silently but effectively. Tawakkul is when you make moves, not because the plan makes perfect sense, but because you trust the one who planned it. It's when you step forward without seeing the staircase because you know who's holding you. That's not weakness. That's courage forged in faith. And believe me, Shaitan hates a heart that walks with trust. Why? Because it can't be manipulated. It doesn't panic. It doesn't fold. It knows that even if all doors close, the sky is always open. Sabr is not just about waiting. It's the discipline of holding your tongue when you could complain. It's the strength to stay kind when everything around you is cruel. It's choosing to still pray when your heart is breaking. This is power, because it transforms pain into purification and delays into divine design. And then comes ikhlas. This is the secret ingredient, the silent force. When your intentions are purely for Allah, not for praise, not for likes, not for validation, your actions carry a weight beyond this world. Ikhlas is the hidden engine behind du'as that shake the heavens. It's what makes a simple act like a sincere astaghfirullah echo in the onion like a thunderclap. When these three forces combine in the heart of a believer, you're no longer just a person walking the earth. You become a weapon of light against the darkness. Not through arrogance or ego, but through humility and submission. That's what makes it dangerous. Not dangerous to people, but dangerous to falsehood, to darkness, to everything that seeks to suppress truth. This power shows up when you're tested the most. When you're betrayed, delayed, ignored, or misunderstood, and still choose Allah. That's when angels record, shaitan panics, and the heavens open. Here's a little reminder with a wink. The most dangerous power is the one you don't even realize you have, until Allah shows you why you were chosen all along. You might think you're just a quiet soul, praying in the dark, crying where no one sees, staying kind when it's hard. But Allah sees, and that's exactly the kind of believer He raises, polishes, and then positions for something bigger than they expected. And the world doesn't even see it coming. This is why the Prophet said, "There is a piece of flesh in the body. If it is sound, the whole body is sound." That heart, when purified, patient, and sincere, becomes a weapon that no enemy can stand against. So no, this isn't just about becoming better. This is about becoming activated. You are now being invited to use this divine power, not for show, not for ego, but for truth, for light, and for the Ummah. In the next step, we will explore how Allah actually activates this power within you, and what you've already experienced that proves He's been preparing you all along. So stay tuned. You're not becoming powerful. You already are. You're just learning how to unleash it. Activation is not an announcement. It's not dramatic or loud. It happens slowly, quietly, intentionally, in moments when no one else is watching. Because Allah doesn't activate power the way the world expects. He doesn't flip a switch. He writes a script. And you, dear chosen one, have been living it. This power is activated through divine pressure, hardship, delay, isolation, heartbreak, confusion, all meticulously designed not to break you, but to rewire you, to take your ego and replace it with humility, to strip away dependence on people and replace it with reliance on Him alone. You want to know how Allah activates power? It starts with pain, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Every unanswered dua, every door slammed in your face, every moment of loneliness, they were all whispers from Allah saying, "Come closer. I'm forming something deeper in you." Remember Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam? Before his power was activated, he had to be betrayed, thrown in a well, sold into slavery, and locked in a prison. Not because Allah forgot him, but because he was carving out a leader from a boy. Every layer of pain peeled back the ego. Every test purified his trust. And then came the moment, the divine shift. The prison door opened, and the throne awaited. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. So if you've been in a season where you felt rejected, overlooked, misunderstood, congratulations. That wasn't the end. That was the lab where your power was being developed. The ones Allah chooses, He tests. The ones He prepares for greatness, He places in difficulty. Not forever. Just long enough for them to learn where true power comes from. Not from people, not from status, not even from their own efforts, but from Him. And here's the beautiful twist. Your power begins to activate the moment you stop fighting His process and start trusting His plan. When you stop saying, "Why is this happening to me?" and start whispering, "Ya Allah, I know You're with me." That's when the shift begins. You'll know it's activating when you feel peace in situations that used to cause panic. You're drawn to Salah not because of guilt, but out of longing. You stop begging for people's approval because Allah's presence feels enough. You feel stronger, but also softer. Like your heart has more weight, but less arrogance. Let's not forget, even the strongest weapons need to be sharpened. Even the most beautiful swords must endure fire. And if you've been feeling the heat lately, it's only because Allah is forging something extraordinary in you. Here's a witty thought for your soul. The same pressure that breaks glass also forms diamonds. The difference? What it's made of. And you? You're diamond-hearted, chosen by design, not default. So don't dismiss your delays. Don't curse your hardships. These aren't random trials. They're the sacred training ground of the chosen. Allah has been waking you up early, pulling you away from distractions, isolating you, not to punish but to align you. Because when your power activates, it needs to be rooted, stable, unshakable. And that's what He's building inside of you. In the next step, we'll identify the signs that your power is already active, yes, right now, and how you might be overlooking your own transformation. Stay present. The signs are closer than you think. There's something truly profound that happens when a soul finally realizes it's no longer waiting for power to arrive, but walking in it already. Yet most people miss the signs. Not because the signs are unclear, but because they're subtle, sacred, and disguised as ordinary moments. But you, chosen one, you are not like most people. And the fact that you're hearing this message right now is itself a sign that your activation is not something to expect. It's something that's already unfolding. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That quiet shift in your spirit. That increase in emotional sensitivity. That sudden calmness in moments where the old you would have broken. That strange confidence in dua, like you're not just speaking to Allah. You're being heard. That isn't coincidence. That's divine movement. That's the echo of power being switched on in a heart that's been through enough fire to finally carry it. Maybe you still have unanswered prayers. Maybe you still feel broken in some places. But look again. You're no longer who you were when those prayers first left your lips. You're wiser, quieter, more rooted. And if you could see what the angels write about you now, you'd understand. You didn't miss your moment. You became your moment. That power you thought was coming in the future, it's alive in your heart now. It moves every time you hold back a harsh word, every time you forgive, every time you wake up for Fajr in the cold, not because you want to, but because you love the one who called you to it. Your transformation hasn't been loud. That's why people didn't notice. But heaven noticed. And if Allah sees, does it matter who doesn't? So the question is no longer, when will Allah choose me? It's now, what will I do now that I know He has? Because when Allah activates a believer's heart, the world may remain the same, but the believer becomes different, more dangerous to falsehood, more powerful in prayer, more humble in presence, and more valuable than the world can measure. Your season of delay was not for punishment. It was for alignment. Now that you've been aligned, the signs are all around you. You've been equipped. You've been upgraded. And now it's time to walk in what you've already received. The most powerful things in this world don't ask for attention. They move with quiet certainty. That's what you've become. Let's move deeper. In the next step, you will discover what it truly means to harness this power and keep it alive. Not just today, but for the rest of your life. Stay with me. This part matters more than ever. You've come a long way. The signs are undeniable now. The shift has already begun inside of you, and it can't be reversed. But here's the truth. Most people overlook receiving power is one thing, but maintaining it, protecting it, and nurturing it, that's the real test. Because just as Allah activates it, He also observes what you do with it. That power is a trust, not a trophy. And the ones who protect it are those who never forget its source. You didn't manufacture this strength. You didn't create it from ambition or discipline alone. It came from divine design. Which means the only way to keep it alive is to stay connected to the one who gave it. The first and most essential way to harness this power is to guard your intentions with your life. Not once, but daily. Sincerity is what makes your actions weighty in the heavens, even if they seem small on earth. When your power becomes about proving yourself to others, you've already begun to lose it. But when it remains a secret between you and Allah, it grows silently and dangerously effective. People may not notice it, but they'll feel its impact without ever understanding its source. That's the beauty of true sincerity. It multiplies power without attracting arrogance. Another way to preserve your activation is through gratitude, but not the shallow kind. Not just saying Alhamdulillah after something good happens. No, the kind of gratitude that honors the pain that shaped you. The kind that praises Allah in the middle of confusion, during unanswered prayers, and especially when no one's watching. That kind of gratitude is like spiritual armor. It protects your heart from bitterness, pride, and burnout. It tells Allah that you see His hand, even when His wisdom remains hidden. Then comes obedience. Consistent, private, quiet obedience. Not perfection, just loyalty. You don't have to be flawless. You just have to keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel inspired. Because power is not fed by emotion. It's sustained by faith. Some days you'll feel strong and ready. Other days you'll just feel tired. But if you obey anyway, if you pray anyway, if you walk toward Allah anyway, then your power deepens. It stops being seasonal and starts becoming part of who you are. And here's something many people forget. If you want to protect your power, protect your tongue. Your words can either guard your energy or drain it. Silence is not weakness. It's wisdom. Especially when your soul is charged. Because with power comes responsibility. And a single careless word can cost you what took years to build spiritually. There will be moments where people misunderstand you, provoke you, or even lie about you. Let them. The one who holds divine power never argues to prove themselves. They trust that Allah will defend their name far better than their voice ever could. Also, don't isolate the power you carry. Yes, it's personal, but it's also communal. You were chosen not just for your journey, but to help others along theirs. That doesn't mean becoming famous or loud. It means carrying light into the spaces Allah places you in, with your family, with your community, with strangers. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is be kind when you have every right to be angry, to forgive when you could retaliate, to choose patience when the world expects rage. That's not weakness. That's divine control. And finally, protect your power by remembering death. The more you remember the Akhirah, the more your heart stays clean. This world will try to distract you. It will tempt you with attention, numbers, success, noise. But none of that lasts. Power built on sincerity outlives every trend. The most powerful believer isn't the one who commands the room. It's the one whose actions reach the heavens while remaining invisible to the crowd. So now that you've received it, guard it. Treat it like a sacred fire. Don't let the winds of the dunya blow it out. Feed it with dhikr. Protect it with humility. Strengthen it with sujood. And carry it like an amanah. In the next step, we'll explore the real-world impact this power will begin to create in your life and the lives around you. Spiritually, emotionally, and even practically. Because once the power is alive, it doesn't stay quiet forever. Now that the journey has unfolded before you, look at where you stand. This isn't just the end of a video. It's the confirmation of a process that's been silently shaping you all along. You didn't imagine the pain, the delays, the isolation. You didn't misread the signs. You were being prepared, elevated, activated. And now, by Allah's will, you're walking in that power. Quietly, sadly, humming, but unmistakably. No one sees the roots growing beneath the ground before the tree breaks through the surface. But the one who watered it daily, who waited through every silent season, they know. You are that tree deeply rooted, firm in the storm. And now the fruits of your journey are beginning to appear. The calm in your voice, the softness in your gaze, the sincerity in your sujood. These aren't random traits. They are the marks of someone who was handpicked by the Most High. But don't stop here. What Allah has activated in you is not the destination. It's the key. Now you must walk forward with it. Let it shape your choices. Let it soften your heart. Let it guide your steps through this dunya while your eyes stay fixed on the Akhirah. You don't need to force anything. The one who walks with Allah walks with purpose, and that purpose reveals itself in time. As promised, let me now make a dua for you, a prayer that seals what has begun in your soul. Ya Allah, most merciful and most wise, strengthen the one reading this. Plant sincerity in their heart like a seed that never dies. Protect their power from pride and their journey from confusion. Let their footsteps be light, but their impact heavy. Fill their nights with barakah and their days with clarity. Let them live with purpose, die with faith, and be raised with the chosen ones. Ameen. Keep this dua close. Come back to it when your heart feels distant. And remember, the activation didn't begin today. It began when you chose Allah again and again, even when everything hurt. What you carry now is rare, precious, and powerful. Protect it, use it, and never forget who gave it to you.